Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is specifically on the multiple choice questions for the first year law students examination. And since I just said the name of the examination, let's go ahead and do the public service announcement. This is the Right Now page of my website on the screen now. And on the Right Now page and the video page, I have this hyperlink down here for the June 2015 first year law students examination. Will be available on March 2nd, 2015. Oddly enough, today is March 2nd, so if you click that link, you're going to open up to the California Bar website where it says June 2015 first year law students examination is available. On that page, if you scroll about 2/3 of the way down, you're going to hit a bunch of bullet points. I'm going to open up the fees bullet point, and it's going to come up in a pop-up window. We pay $594 for this exam. Whether we're sitting for it and writing by hand or we're using a laptop computer, we're going to pay $594 just to sit in the room. If you're using a laptop computer, you get the additional benefit of paying another $146 for that option. If you apply for the exam and you think you're going to use the laptop but you're not sure and you hold off on it, but you do apply for the examination and then you later on decide you're going to use the laptop, you pay the $146, and on top of that you're going to pay a $15 late fee, because as they say, it's if you request to use the laptop after your application has been submitted, you're going to hit with that $15 late fee. However, even if you did everything right the first time up front and you don't have any other changes, if you apply April 2nd to April 30th, you get hit with a $25 late fee. The window to apply is now, March 2nd through April 1st. If you apply after that, you get hit with a $25 late fee. And if you wait until May, you only have 2 weeks in May to apply, May 1st to May 15th, you're going to get hit with a $200 late fee. Don't do it. Don't get hit with a late fee. Don't pay anything extra. Get the job done. Register now. Don't delay. Apply today. If you scroll to the bottom of that page, you're going to hit the button that says Begin Application for the First Year Law Students Examination. And if you click on that, you're going to get hit with the login page. So you know what your login is. Go ahead, log in. Apply for the June 2015 first year law students examination as soon as feasibly possible and get that job done so you don't have to worry about it. Let's bounce back over to my website. This is the Right Now page, and this is important. Even though this link is on both of these pages, and I'll have to link up this other information I'm about to cover in a second to the video page too, because it's important. I want you to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the Right Now page. This is where I keep this thing all the time. And I want to highlight this. The second from the bottom, okay, the very bottom of the Right Now page, there is the link to the June 1980 Form A MCQs. Now, if you click on the button, I already did and opened it up, you're going to get hit with this page right here. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see this document is a reprint of the June 1980 First Year Law Students Multiple Choice Examination. And then below that, you're going to see a 1984 State Bar of California note, copyright. This is a link to the document. I don't host this document. If this link ever died, I would host the document because California Bar won't sell this to us anymore. I've inquired about it and they said, no, that's it. They're not selling it anymore. But they did, and it's out there. It's out there, and it's been out there in the public knowledge for a long time, at least since 2004, and probably before that. That's probably when they stopped selling it. I don't know. But anyways, they give you the answer key. Now what they do is give you the answer key, but they don't tell you why the right answer is right or why the wrong answers are wrong. But they do give you the answer key, and I believe they sold this for $1.50. And I mean $1.50, not $150. So $1.50 got you this June exam. And where it's important is in that it has different types of questions in it that you're not probably going to see this type of question. Now pay very close attention to what I say. You're probably not going to see this type of question. And what I refer to here is a K-type question. This is question number 84. You see my mouse moving around the number 84 there. Over the right side, it's page number 21. Question number 84. And you'll notice that they have Roman numerals here. The first three, 1, 2, and 3 are Roman numerals, and then they have the answers A, B, C, D. Now we're going to use A, B, C, D as the answer, but each of these answers is referring to the Roman numerals above. The MBE folks, not to be confused with the multiple choice questions you're going to see on the California Bar First Year Law Students Examination, the MBE folks do not use K-type questions. In fact, there's 5 types of questions or 5 changes that they've made over the years to their questions. And you can Google the 5 changes made to the MBE exam over the years, and you can find a link to what those changes were. But you will not see this type of question anymore. And I noticed this as I was browsing through it before, and I just wanted to bring this up. This is one of the types of questions that I do not think you will see on the first year law students examination anymore. The California Bar has been evolving the questions over time. Since I've been sitting for it from June 2012 through October 2014, I have seen many of the questions over and over again, because I don't think the question bank is all that big, but these are very tricky questions, and of the types of questions they got rid of during that period of time, I believe they've gotten rid of them all by now, is the K-type question. The California Bar is taking their proprietary questions and they're kind of mimicking what the MBE style is, and they've been evolving that. Now with that, again, notice that I told you that when the California Bar used to sell this document, they sell it with the answer key, but they don't tell you why the right answers are right and why the wrong answers are wrong. And this is why I want to get into the Siegel's books, and it's very important. The Siegel's books, here's the one for torts. It's the torts essay and multiple choice questions and answers. Now this is the 5th edition. The 4th edition is almost exactly the same. So I don't know why they even had to come up with a new edition. But because it really hadn't changed much. There is minor changes between the previous edition and this edition, but you'll see pretty much almost exactly the same questions. I want to make a note. Here's the contracts book, essay and multiple choice questions and answers, and here's the one for criminal law. Now I have the newer edition, and I used to have the older edition. The older edition I donated to another student who was studying for the exam as well, and I got the newer edition, and after I checked them both against each other, I donated my older edition because they were just as good as the newer edition to another student so that they would have something to study with as well without having to go buy an extra set of books. With that, I want to explain that the real important part of these books is the multiple choice questions and answers. Now really, where it's really important is back that June 1980 exam where they have these K-type questions in them. The Siegel's books covers about 100% of the June 1980 questions. So you'll see the questions. When you go through the Siegel's books, you can actually find, as you go through it over and over again and get more familiar with it, you'll realize that the June 1980 questions are covered in the Siegel's books. Now, of course, the Siegel's books, there's 100 torts questions, there's 99 contracts questions, and there are 100 criminal law questions. So there's only 299 different questions between the 3 Siegel's books. But they're very, very important because the design and the logic of these questions, the way they're designed, the logic and the reasoning behind it, and the way they're laid out and the way they're presented matches more closely than any other source I've found to what we're going to see on the California Bar First Year Law Students Examination. So with that, I just want you to be aware of it. Now, this is why I recommend the Siegel's books. I want to go back to my Right Now page, and it's very important. This is the Right Now page. And I made a note on December 28th, 2014. So here it is, 28 December 2014. Now my posts are dated on the Right Now page. So this is how you find it. Go down to 28 December 2014. You'll see the way it looks. Looks like the same as what we're seeing on the screen here. The indented stuff is very important, especially where the quote starts down here. All right, let me get all that on the screen here. These are instructions that are right off of the exam booklet for the multiple choice questions. And it's very, very important, and I'm pretty positive that this is actually why I passed the multiple choice questions. And these instructions change or affect the way we're going to answer the multiple choice questions. And specifically, I'm going to go to torts right here. I just highlighted it in blue. I'm going to read this to you in case it's not crystal clear on your screen. It says, in tort questions, unless the question specifically states otherwise, assume the jurisdiction has not adopted comparative negligence. I won't even go to the rest. Has not adopted comparative negligence. That's a different way of saying that they did adopt contributory negligence. So they don't say contributory negligence, they don't even mention contributory negligence, but what this is really saying is, by saying they haven't adopted comparative negligence, Well, the only thing there can be is contributory negligence. So when I was answering in October 2014, when I was answering the multiple choice questions in the multiple choice session in October 2014, 2 of the questions I answered almost immediately. I went back and I reread the instructions and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've answered the wrong way. So I went back, and because of this specific instruction, I changed 2 of my answers. Now I got 78 and I needed 73 to pass. And this was pretty much right in the beginning of the multiple choice session of the exam. So I'm pretty sure that this was number 73 and number 74 of the correct answers I got. So it's very, very important. I very well could have failed this exam again had I not gone back, and I made a promise to myself that I would read these questions, I would read these instructions on the back of the booklet for the multiple choice session. I would read these instructions a minimum of 4 or 5 times during the actual multiple choice session, and I did that. I changed 2 of my answers almost immediately, and it affected at least 4 or 5 other questions that I answered along the way. And again, I continually went back and refreshed my recollection as to what these instructions are telling me to do, because I was maybe on the fence about something, which way to answer. Oh, I can go left or right here. Let me go ahead and read the instructions again and see if that gives me any insight to what I needed to do to answer the question correctly. So this is very, very important, and I'm positive that by studying the Siegel's books on torts, on contracts, and over here on criminal law, I am pretty positive that this is exactly what got me to pass the October 2014 first year law students examination on the multiple choice session. So I just want to be very, very clear on that. Here are the instructions. On the very bottom of my page, the next to last thing has the direct link to the June 1980 first year law students examination multiple choice questions, and also that the Siegel's torts, contracts, and criminal law books meet the design and logic of the multiple choice questions that we see on the California bar exam. Now, the way I say it is to memorize the questions. Now, if you just memorize the questions, the way it's going to happen is you're going to go through the torts, contracts, and criminal law questions. You're going to go through them over and over and over again. And what's going to happen is you're going to, there's only 299 of these questions. You're going to very rapidly memorize what the right answers are. Yeah, you're not going to memorize, and do not memorize whether it's A, B, C, or D, because I'm going to tell you this. The California bar has been evolving the questions since I've been taking the exam. One of the things they did that I noticed for the first time in October 2014 was they changed the position where the right answer was. Now, I don't know why they decided to do that, but when they did that, it actually highlighted what the right answer. So they actually helped me out. They highlighted what the right answer was. Because I don't memorize whether the right answer is A, B, C, or D. I don't care what the letter is. I'm memorizing the words. For that particular fact pattern, this is a particular set of words of the options that they give us that is the correct answer. I memorize the words, not the A, B, C, D. The way they evolved the questions in October 2014 made me think that, my God, they think that everybody's learning A, B, C, D and what number question is. Number one, you're not going to see the questions in the same order that you saw them in. And number two, to memorize A, B, and C, D would be silly at best and stupid at worst. I mean, why waste your time? You're studying to find out why the words of the answer fit to be the right answer for that question. Now, you've heard it in other reviews or by other students in study groups and whatever, is that sometimes the right answer is not a good answer. It's the best answer of the ones they give you, and that's important to know. And that's why you have to know why the right answer is right and why the wrong answers are wrong. Because sometimes the right answer is the one that is the least wrong. And it's very important to understand that, and that's what makes these things very, very tricky. So if you get your hands on the Siegel's torts, the contracts, and the criminal law question books with the answers and explanations, you're going to be in very good shape in understanding the design and logic of the multiple choice questions that you're going to see on the June 2015 first year law students examination. So with that, wait for the next video, and I hope everybody's doing well on their preparation. Take care and be well.